My father, God bless that man, told me three things about money that I believed for years. Get a good job, save everything you can, and never, ever borrow money. And I listened. I genuinely, wholeheartedly, without question, listened. And for a long time, following that advice felt responsible. It felt safe. It felt like I was doing exactly the right thing. Until one day I looked up and realized that safe wasn't actually working. Welcome, or welcome back. If you've been here before, you already know what this channel is. If you're new, hello. I'm glad the algorithm brought you here. Stay. This one is worth it. This is a space where we talk about money honestly. Not with jargon, not with judgment, not with the kind of advice that only makes sense if you already have money. Just real, honest, sometimes uncomfortable conversations about how this thing works. And today's conversation is one of the most personal ones I've done, because everything I'm about to tell you, I had to unlearn. Slowly, sometimes painfully, sometimes while watching people around me figure it out faster because nobody gave them the same well-meaning bad advice. And I say well-meaning, and I mean it. This video is not a disrespect video. It is not a "my parents ruined me" video. Our parents, most of them, gave us everything they had. They sacrificed things we don't even know about. They stayed up nights we'll never hear about. They kept going when they had every reason to stop. But, and I need you to hold this, there is a difference between someone who loves you and someone who has the right information. You can love a person completely, deeply, sacrificially, without limit, and still pass on advice that no longer fits the world they're preparing you for. That's not a failure of love, that's a failure of information. And today, gently, respectfully, but honestly, we're going to fix some of that. 5 myths. 5 things most of us were taught about money that made complete sense once and are quietly costing us now. Before we go any further, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that now. Hit the button. It costs you nothing. And if this video helps even one person in your life, share it. That's how we grow. Okay, let's get into it. Myth number 1. Get a stable job, hold on to it, never let go. Ha. Okay, let me not laugh, because I actually believed this one the longest. This advice wasn't wrong. Let me say that again because it matters. This advice was not wrong. When our parents were building their lives, job security was real. You showed up, you worked hard, you stayed loyal. And the company, or the government, or the institution took care of you in return. Pension, housing scheme, promotion after 15 years, the deal was clear. Both sides kept it. But that deal, it quietly ended. And nobody held a press conference about it. The companies got leaner, the pensions disappeared. The 30 years and a gold watch story became a museum piece. What replaced it? Contracts, short-term positions, downsizing, restructuring. We're going in a different direction, said via email, on a Friday. The stability our parents chased through employment, the real stability, the one that actually holds, now lives somewhere else. It lives in skills. It lives in multiple income streams. It lives in owning something, not just showing up for something. A job is still valuable. Please, keep your job. But a job is a starting point, not a finish line. This one is sacred in a lot of households. Don't spend anyhow. Every penny matters. Save, save, save. And again, the heart of this advice is right. Discipline matters. Living within your means matters. Not spending foolishly? Very much still good advice. But here's what nobody told us. There is a difference between saving money and protecting your money. Because money sitting still is not safe. Money sitting still is actually losing ground every single year. We call it inflation, but what it really means is the same amount of naira or dollars or whatever you're holding buys less this year than it bought last year. You didn't spend it, you didn't waste it, you didn't do anything wrong, but it shrank anyway, quietly, patiently, without asking your permission. Now imagine your parents told you to save, and you saved, faithfully, for 10, 15, 20 years. And then you look at what that savings actually buys now. That's not a savings problem. That's a strategy problem. Saving is the foundation. We still need it, but the money in that foundation needs to be doing something. Growing, working, moving. Sitting still is not neutral. Sitting still is a slow leak. Okay, this one. This one is where I might lose some of you for a second. Bear with me. Never borrow money. If you can't afford it, you don't need it. I heard this so many times growing up, I could hear it in my sleep. And in the context our parents were giving it, 100% valid. They watched people borrow to buy televisions, borrow to throw parties, borrow to keep up appearances, and then drown. So they said, never. And never was protective. But here's what never cost us. It cost us the ability to use leverage. The wealthy, not the flashy, not the lucky, but the genuinely, quietly, structurally wealthy, they use debt as a tool, not to buy things that lose value, to acquire things that gain it. A loan to build a business that generates 10 times the loan amount. That's not debt, that's leverage. A mortgage on a property that appreciates while someone else pays your rent. That's not debt, that's strategy. There is bad debt, absolutely. Consumer debt, high interest debt, borrow to impress debt, that stuff, your parents were right, run. But good debt, debt that builds, that creates, that compounds, refusing it entirely isn't wisdom. It's leaving a tool in the shed because someone once got hurt with a hammer. Actually, pause for a second. I want to hear from you in the comments. What did your parents tell you about debt? About borrowing money? Were they completely against it? Did they make exceptions? Drop it below. I genuinely read every single one. And I promise you, you're going to find out you're not alone. Now, before anyone clips this out of context, education matters. I am not standing here telling you not to go to school. I am not telling you degrees are worthless. But I am telling you what nobody told us. Education and wealth building are not the same thing. They are not automatically connected. They do not arrive together just because you put in the years. We were sold a sequence. Go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and the rest will follow. But nobody defined the rest. And an entire generation followed the sequence, faithfully, exactly as instructed, and arrived at the end looking for the rest, and found that nobody had prepared it for them. Education gives you capability. Financial education gives you direction. And most schools, even the best ones, teach you nothing about money. Nothing about how interest compounds. Nothing about how inflation erodes. Nothing about assets versus liabilities. Nothing about how to read a financial statement, how to negotiate your salary, how to start a business, or what to do with money once you actually have some. Your degree teaches you how to be valuable in a system. Financial literacy teaches you how to benefit from one. Both matter. Most people only got one. I saved this one for last, for the myths, because I think it's the most damaging. Quietly, beneath the surface, in ways most people never trace back to the source. Money is the root of all evil. You've heard it. Most of us heard it in church, or at the dinner table, or muttered under someone's breath whenever a rich person did something bad. And it sounds biblical. It sounds righteous. But here's the thing. It's not even what the text says. The actual quote from 1 Timothy 6:10 is, "The love of money is the root of all evil." The love of it, the obsession with it, the willingness to harm others for it. Not money itself. Money is a tool. A hammer is not evil because someone once hit another person with one. Fire is not evil because it can burn. But when you grow up hearing that money, the thing itself, is somehow morally dangerous, something happens to you. You start to feel guilty for wanting it. You feel embarrassed talking about it. You subconsciously push it away. You sabotage opportunities to get it because some part of you believes that having too much of it will make you a bad person. And while you're busy pushing it away, someone else with no such belief is picking it up. Money does not have morality. Money has direction. In the hands of someone generous, it builds hospitals. In the hands of someone visionary, it funds education. In the hands of someone selfish, it does damage. The same money, different hands, completely different outcomes. So maybe the question isn't, is money evil? Maybe the question is, what would I do with more of it? So here's what I want you to hold after all of that. Our parents weren't wrong about what they valued. They valued discipline. Good. They valued security. Good. They valued integrity and hard work. Good. They valued education. Good. They valued their faith. Good. Every single value underneath those 5 myths is still worth keeping. What changed is the delivery mechanism. The world they were preparing us for is not the world we actually arrived in. And they couldn't have known that. Nobody told them either. So we're not blaming. We're not canceling our parents. We're doing something harder. We're updating the information while keeping the values. That's the work. That's what this channel is about. That's what this video is about.
So if those are the 5 myths, what replaces them? 5 new rules, simple ones. Let's go through them fast. New rule 1, build income, then build ownership. Get the job, Use the job as a base. Then use whatever you earn to slowly, deliberately, patiently acquire things that generate income without you. Shares, property, a business, a skill that others will pay for. Something, anything. Start somewhere. New rule 2. Save, and then put your savings to work. The savings habit? Keep it. It's a virtue. But idle money is not saved money. It's slowly spent money. Put it somewhere it can grow, even slowly, even imperfectly. Moving is better than still. New rule 3. Understand debt before you use it. Then use it strategically. Not to impress, not to consume. To build, to create, to leverage. And always, always, make sure what you borrow can earn more than it costs. New rule 4. Get educated and educate yourself financially. Both, not one or the other. Read the books your school didn't assign. Watch the videos your curriculum didn't include. Learn how money actually moves in your country, your economy, your life. New rule 5. Decide what money means to you. Not what it meant to the people who had less of it than they needed. Not what the culture told you it meant. Not what the fear told you it meant. What does it mean to you? What would you do with more of it? Who would you help? What would you build? Define that. Write it down. Because when you know what you're building toward, the how becomes a lot less frightening. Actually, before we close, comment section. I want you to tell me something specific. What's the one thing your parents told you about job security, or money, or what a good life looked like, that you believed for years, and then had to unlearn? Just one thing. I'll be in the comments. Let's actually talk about this. I want to end where we started. My father, God bless that man, told me 3 things about money. Get a good job, save everything you can, and never borrow money. And I want to be clear about something. I don't resent a single word of it. Because behind every one of those words was a man trying to protect his child from the pain he'd seen. He wasn't wrong. He was just working with the information he had. The question is, what information do we have? And what are we going to do with it? Because we have something our parents didn't. We have access. Access to knowledge that used to require expensive schools, elite networks, or generational wealth just to encounter. We have it in our pockets, available right now, for free. The only question is whether we use it. So use it. Take what your parents gave you, the discipline, the work ethic, the integrity, the faith, and combine it with what they didn't have, financial literacy. That combination? That's actually dangerous, in the best possible way. If this video gave you one thing to think about, one idea, one reframe, one conversation you want to have, share it. Not for me, for the person in your life who is smart, hardworking, and disciplined, but still following a map that was drawn for a different world. Like the video so YouTube knows to push it to more people who need it. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if this was your first time here, welcome. You're going to like it here.